Welcome to Train Plastic 411. I hope you enjoy the presentation. My name is Garrett McKenzie and I am the owner editor of Plastic411.com. Make good parts. Hi all, this is Garrett McKenzie and I'd like to introduce something that's exclusive to Plastic 411, and it is the skill set gap analysis. This tool was designed specifically for the plastic injection workforce, and it will help you with the development of a training program for your plant. The key to training your technical staff is using your own people's strengths to develop the weak areas of another employee. Your employees are your best training resource. In the words of Jack Welch, a former General Electric CEO, an organization's ability to learn and translate that learning into action rapidly is the ultimate competitive advantage. So what is a skills gap analysis? A skills gap analysis is a tool to identify current and projected training and hiring requirements within an organization. Thus, it is a process that helps in determining the gap between present skills and competencies and the preferred skills and competencies. So let's look at some training statistics. 40% of employees with poor training will leave the company within the first year, according to Go2HR. If an employee is dissatisfied and disengaged with the company, they're not going to stay. Professional growth through training will help keep them with your company rather than sending them to a competitor. Wrapped Media says more than $500 billion is lost every year due to employee disengagement. Disengaged employees don't work as hard as those who are committed to your company. They only do the bare minimum. Engaging and investing with employees through training helps increase their engagement and lowers the potential risk for losing money. It also improves company morale. "68% of employees polled said that training and development is the company's most important policy." That's according to Clear Company. More and more employees place a premium on their skills, and they want to continue strengthening the ones they already have and gaining new ones. Companies who nurture that growth gain a competitive advantage. With that said, let's review the Plastic 411 Skill Set Gap Analysis tool. This video is going to outline how this tool divides all the skill sets of your technical support team into 7 specific categories. It will also show how the tool divides those categories into specific skills, over 140 skills in all. And it will also go over the procedure for collecting and interpreting the data for both the employee and the manager. You'll be able to figure out how to use that data to develop a training matrix for developing your team using their own skill sets. So first, let's define technical support. Who are the key personnel that this tool was designed to develop? Material handlers, your setup crew, process technicians, process engineers. It also is designed to work with your supervisors who are leading the team, and the information also helps the production manager in his job. So first, let's discuss skill set by category. This is going to be an outline of what categories make up the core skills of a technical support team. So essentially, we have 7 skill categories in plastic injection. They are quality, material handling, processing levels 1 and 2, which would be your low to mid-level processor, processing 3 and 4, which is your advanced processor, and engineering, lower level engineering. We have tooling, which it's not to say that they are going to be tool makers, but there's essential skills from tooling that your processor needs to have. And the same thing would go for maintenance. We also have a leadership category, which is your people that are starting to grow within the leadership roles. So now we're going to talk about some of the different sheets that come along with the tool. Now this particular one is quality skills. There's blueprint reading, dimensional requirements, class A, B, and C, dial indicators. All in all, there are 21 skills for the quality skills category. The material handling category includes skills such as cleaning the grinder, material inspection, base material purging, drying times. And material handling category has 21 different trades. Now the setup category is actually quite larger. It has skills such as pre-staging the mold change, pulling, setting the mold, injector setup, thermolator use, and there's a total of 33 skill sets for that category. Now the low to mid-level processor category is based on, it's an employee who can do a basic startup, but they really can't make major adjustments yet. Some of the categories for that would be verifying the process, knowing how to step the robot, knowing how to submit a first piece, injection pressure high limit, and that category has 21 skills. Now the higher level processor category, this would be somebody who can make all the major adjustments that they need to make. They might even be able to make several adjustments at a time. And some of the things that they would be, the categories that they would be looking at is how to do a fill time study, how to process monitor, temperature troubleshooting, injection profiling. And that category has about 20 skills. Now, tooling is a major category for this because your processor needs to have a very solid understanding of how your mold works. That's key to process. So some of the things that we're going to look at is mold polishing, how to inspect details, when to add draft angles, mold preventative maintenance, and the troubleshooting and preventative maintenance category has over 31 skills. Now, in terms of basic maintenance, again, it's not to say that they're going to be a maintenance guy, but there's certain things that they should be able to understand in order to be able to troubleshoot problems. Some of those categories might be hot runner troubleshooting, checking fuses, basic understanding of electrical, core line service, and for basic maintenance, there's 19 skills in that category. So now I've introduced the charts and the actual skills. We've gone over a few of those. I'm, of course, not going to go over all 140. But this is how the tool works. The employees grade themselves on the 140 skills, and they do so on a scale of 1 to 5. So 1 would be weak and 5 would be strong. Now, while you're grading them, while you're having them fill this out, it's important to explain to them that this is a tool to help them with training. So they need to they need to grade themselves as honestly as possible. They're not going to get a raise because they graded themselves high. What they're going to do is they're going to get raises from working on the training side of their competency. So once the employee does that, then the manager goes through and grades the employee on the same questions, same skills, on a scale of 1 to 5. Now, if the employee says that they're a 5, but the manager says they're a 2, evidently they need to sit down. They're going to discuss the differences in their scores, and then adjust the scores if necessary. Now, the manager may find that they ask the questions of the employee regarding that skill and come to find out the employee actually has a stronger skill base on that skill than what the manager expected. So that is the point of going through this skill set gap analysis. You're going to be able to define what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. Now, the weaknesses are what you're going to use to develop the training plan for each individual employee. Employees that have strengths and specific skills, those are going to be the employees that you use for training the employees showing weaknesses in an area. So I'm certain the next question on your mind is how much this tool costs. Well, there are 3 different plans of integrating this tool into your plan, and I'm going to go over those now. So the first method would be in-house, and that's basically I come in and we spend probably 2 days going through all of your employees, having them fill it out, then me sitting down with the manager, have the manager go through it, and then basically walking the whole process through. So the in-house cost would be $1,200 plus travel. Now, the second method is more cost effective, and that is online WebEx. So basically each employee would sit down with me through online WebEx or a GoToMeeting. We go through the same thing that we would in-house, and there would also be WebEx between myself and the manager, and the cost of that training would be $100 per person. Now, least expensive but not necessarily last would be the Excel software. I can sell you the software, and basically it will come with instructions, and you just implement it yourself in your plan. Now, the cost of that would be just $500, and it would include, well, $499. It would include instructions. Always Plastic 411 appreciates your time and support. If you're interested in this tool, here's my contact information. Cell phone 404-793-9834. And also my email, garrett@plastic411.com. I hope during these trying times this finds you all safe and doing well. And of course, I wish you the best in all that you do. Have a great day.
A database, can you help? I found 4